Hello, and welcome to Forest Horseman O'Clock. We're your hosts, Diego and Jeremy. How's it going, everybody out there?
It's not going well for me, Diego.
No, why?
I am feeling sick. Oh, wait a minute. I just realized why George hasn't joined us.
You didn't send him a link, did you?
I forgot to send him the link.
Well, that's
let's pretend that I did that.
And he's just showing up fashionably late as always. Or fashionably on time, as he would put it. Putting the ish in fourish.
So as I was saying, I am feeling under the weather. I was feeling good last week after Megacon, but it seems like after last Wednesday, it crept up on me. And since last Thursday, I've been struggling with a little bit of con crud.
I do have to say, you sound better today than you did on Monday.
Yes. Monday, I was really bad. I haven't slept in my bed in 5 days, because, I don't want to keep my wife up. So I'm not feeling well and I'm sleeping on the couch. But the plus side is because I've been downstairs, I've got to watch what I want on TV. And I binge watched the final episodes of Karate Kid, and I started Squid Game too.
Oh, nice. I still have to start Squid Game. And actually, the missus wanted to watch, what's the Karate Kid show?
Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai, yeah. She wanted to watch that. So I was like, okay, we'll go into that. Hey, it's George.
It is fabulous.
Hello, and welcome to Forge Horseman O'Clock. We're your hosts. I'm George. That's Jeremy. That's Diego. And we have no Chris. Just as it should be.
I do have a video from Chris this week, though.
You know what? I'm not even going to fight it. Just play it, because I know that if I let you go, you're going to just play it without me knowing anyway.
Should we play it first and just get it out of the way?
Yeah, that's the best thing to do with Chris.
Just get it out of the way.
So it's called Almost Home.
Oh, hi, guys. It's me, Chris. So yeah, I'm about to go to sleep. It's a Wednesday. My last week in China, and I'll be coming home on Saturday, where I will, much to George's delight, I will be live and in the office for next week's Fourish Horseman O'Clock. So yeah, I just wanted to say what's up. I'm snuggling in with my little my little dragon Winnie the Pooh. He's my buddy. He's been traveling with me forever. And, I miss you guys. And it's been a fun trip. And what do we got coming up? We got the week after, we're having ZoloCon. Don't forget my birthday is coming up February 27th. I don't even know how many days it is until then. George, why don't you check that for me, okay? I leave the honors in your hands, so don't screw it up, okay? Looking forward to everybody's cards and greetings and coming into the office and at ZoloCon. And I got so many stories for you guys. So, yeah, I don't know, I'm tired and I'm going to go sleepy now. So I'll see you guys soon. I'll be home on Saturday. I'll be in the office probably on Monday. We'll see. Who knows? I'm a weary world traveler. That's spreading the D13 everywhere. We have new fans and followers.
Can we cut it? Can we just cut it at any time? Or
and for Horsemen. So, all right, guys. Have a good night. George, don't screw up the show again. Diego, keep in line. Jeremy, make sure Diego and George do the right thing. Okay? Keep them in line. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good night. I'll see you soon. I guess the last thing I want to say is Diego. Diego. Boy.
We could have done everyone a favor and just had it play in like a little window and just mute it, and that way he's like on the show, but we didn't have to hear any of that long drawn out. I like that this is the one he couldn't figure out. It's literally next week. It's a week and a day. It's the day after next week's show, yet he couldn't figure out it was 8 days away.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So,
Didn't his birthday last year fall the day before the show?
Yeah, and leap year screwed it up, so he never gets it on the show.
Yeah.
Nice.
I know I had taken off for my birthday one year, but it was on a Wednesday, and I showed up just to be on the show because Chris couldn't be on the show on his birthday.
That's awesome.
That works really well. My birthday is actually right after Chris's, but mine falls on a Wednesday.
Oh. We get to celebrate yours next week after, or the week after.
There we go. So we can make Chris feel badly that his was on a Thursday and I got the Wednesday.
So countdown to Jeremy's birthday, 14 days away.
What else are we going to talk about, guys?
Well, I missed the beginning since I used the link from last week and I went to nowhere.
We were just talking about how I have con crud and don't feel well.
Oh, that sucks. That must have been from your awesome plane ride home.
Worth it. I think I would rather have my plane ride home and feel like I do now than your plane ride home and feel better.
Look, I'll tell you, the healing aspects of urine is a wonderful thing.
Whoa, George, you care to explain to the audience what you mean by that?
You must not have been here last week, Diego.
Did you talk about it last week?
Yeah, there was a homeless kid on my flight sitting next to me who was smelling of the sting of urine the entire 3-hour flight. Luckily, though, there was no TV or movie to watch, so I had that going for me. Raw dog that trip all the way home. So one story we forgot to tell last week, Jeremy, for Megacon is the elusive golden egg.
Oh, yes, the golden egg of Orlando. I believe I do have a visual representation of this. So, George, tell us a little bit about the mysterious golden egg of Orlando.
So the golden egg, it was CGC, the comics grading people. They had a booth, and you can go and they were giving away like these. It was like a mystery prize pin thing where you can collect a pin, collect a little envelope, and it had a pin inside, and it was like the little comics graded logo, or whatever 9.5 or what did you get? A 9? You got a 9.5, right, Jeremy? And I got a 9.0.
No, I think you got a 9.5 and I got a 9.8.
Oh, 9.8. That's right. I knew you were better than me. That's all I remember. I was going for the 4.0, but I got a too high a grade. But what they were also doing was a mystery golden egg scavenger hunt, where they would place them around the convention, and then they would post on their Instagram story, and the first person to go find the egg would win it. So the next morning, I was like, all right, we're going to follow it. We're going to find this egg. The first thing they post, I was like, that's right outside the hall. Like, I know where that is. Like, let's go find it. And you're like, I was like, come on, what else are we doing? Standing around talking to people?
We were working. I know. Like, that's what we were doing. Like, you were pressuring me to leave our post to go on a scavenger hunt in a location that's the size of a small city with like 150,000 people there.
Which, by the way, I found out later, could have been outside either door. They looked identical, but I was certain it was the door we came in. So we took a shot. We took a shot. We left our post, and we casually strolled over to the side. I was like, look, there's no way we're really going to win this. It's going to be found by the time we get there, but let's just walk. It'll be fun to do. We'll go stroll over there. So we took our time. We casually walked over, waited on the escalator, as we could have ran up the stairs to go get the thing, but like casually strolled up the escalator. I'm walking over. I see it was behind the leg of a vending machine. And I see the leg of the vending machine. I couldn't see if there's anything behind it, but I'm like, let me walk over. I get about, I don't know, 2.5 feet from the vending machine, and a dude whips around the corner running at full speed, almost topples me as he jogs past me to get to the back of the vending machine, bends down and picks up the egg. I was literally 3 feet from it. And he like booked at, I mean, that guy came out of nowhere. It was like he apparated. Like he just was like, and like pushed past and got the egg. And
I mean, he deserves it at that point.
I mean, that's exactly my thought was that guy deserves it way more than I do. Like he was out of breath. I bet he was at the other vending machine first and checked and then ran around the building to get there. Because like the dude was like sweaty. He was out of breath. I mean, he got the egg. And to be fair, had I beaten him by moments, if I had actually like two-stepped it to the machine and I actually would have picked up the egg and he came around the corner sweaty, I would have given it to him anyway because he deserved it. Like definitely more than I did. So I was glad he got it, but man, it sucked to lose by like three feet. It sucked to lose by like that little. He just like if I had walked up the stairs instead of taking the escalator, I would have gotten it.
But it is
the story out of it.
And that's what I was gonna say. You just missing it is a better story than us going up there and it not being there at all.
Yeah, but what if it's there and I pick it up and I win a prize? To be fair, I didn't care what was in the prize. I just wanted to find the golden egg. So technically, I found the golden egg. Somebody else just happened to win it.
It should also be noted that when we went to the CGC like booth, they had these display cases filled with all different graded items, like really high-end comic books and action figures and everything. Some really, really amazing stuff. George looks in the case and they had like a coin, just like a CGC promotional coin that they made, you know, just to give away. And that's what George wanted to get. That's what he was asking them if he could buy. Not interested in all that expensive, graded, rare comics. He wants the little tchotchke coin.
I probably would have traded the golden egg for one of the coins. Like, if they would have said, like, can you, like, here's your prize, I would have been like, can I just have the coin instead? Like, I would have said that because I don't care. I don't need any graded comic books in my house. Like, I have no interest in that. So I'm glad the other kid won. He deserved it, sweaty as he was. But yeah, and also as people were picking, you saw it, as people were picking their little what pin they were going to get out of the thing. The people in front of us, they were like, oh, you know, you didn't win, but you can have a lanyard and here's sign up for our contest and have this secondary prize over here. I pick it. They were like, okay, you got your pin. Bye.
I got a lanyard.
I was kind of like what? Like they just got, and then Jeremy goes after me and he gets an extra lanyard. They're like, oh, have a great day. Here's a lanyard. And I'm just like, what?
Yeah, you got nothing.
I got
You're
nothing.
mean mugging.
So CGC could suck it. No, I'm sure they're a great company that do fine things, grading your comics. Always take your comics to CGC.
Now turned into a plug.
You never know. I might want to get their golden egg next year.
That was the one story that we forgot to relate from Megacon last week.
Yeah, what a bummer.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
So before we talk about everything going on, there was one piece of information that we dropped yesterday. So we announced that the Necronominus retailer street date in the US, Canada, and China, that is coming up next Wednesday, February 26th, while the rest of the world or our other international markets will follow a few weeks later on Monday, March 10th. So Diego, I think the first thing to do is why don't you give us a shipping update? And before you do, I think we have to play a little video.
This is an important Four Horsemen shipping update with Diego.
I never noticed how terrible the word with is in that logo.
A couple of the letters are all messed up.
They're definitely very AI generated.
Yeah. So shipping update. We are still working super hard to get every single Necro order out the door. We are way more than halfway through. The vast majority of orders have gone out the door. If you haven't gotten an email yet, don't worry. Don't freak out. You'll get one once it ships. You don't need to email us asking, where's my order? Because trust me, it will ship out to you.
But then if you don't have it by tomorrow, they should start emailing you?
No.
No?
Well, it's really emailing Adam at this point. So. But don't bog him down even more, because then he'll start asking me questions about what to say to them, and everybody will be just slowed down. But the majority of orders have been processed. We still have a chunk to go, but we're chugging along, and we're hoping to have, only a small amount left by street date, when that hits. So an unfortunate few will get their orders probably after the street date, but hey, you had the added benefit of getting it direct from Four Horsemen pre-order prices.
So what I'm hearing is you're promising everyone they get it by street date, and if they don't have an email tomorrow, they should contact you?
No, that is not what I'm saying.
Oh.
Do not listen to George Gasspar.
What they should do is go on the Cabal and ask if anyone else has their email. And did they get their email yet? Has anyone else not got an email yet, right? Go on the Cabal and ask that.
Should I just mute him? Well, Diego, it's a good point. I mean, because when we posted the image yesterday about the street date, there were some people that pointed out that normally we get all of the direct orders out before street date hits, and that's always the goal, right? The goal is always one of the benefits of ordering direct, in addition to the lower pre-order discount pricing, is that those are the first ones to go out. And it's always a bit of a challenge trying to figure out, okay, when are we going to be done? When do we set street date? Having to get orders out to retailers. We have retailers all over the world. So trying to manage this challenge of when do we send orders to retailers? When will they have it? When can they start shipping orders? When are we going to be done? In this particular case, it looks like there's going to be a slight overlap. If orders are not all direct orders are not all out by street date next week, it'll probably be an overlap of a couple days or so.
Yeah, we're really hoping to have everything done in the next week or two. Yeah. We obviously still have, a chunk to go, but it's we're working hard, and we're getting hundreds of orders out a day, filling up trucks, filling up post office vans, FedEx vans, all that jazz. So we
know that everybody wants their stuff. Trust us, we're all toy fans. We pre-order stuff all the time as well. We understand that everyone wants to get their stuff. So we are working, whether you are a direct customer, whether you order from a retailer, we're absolutely working hard to get all of those orders out to everybody.
Not to mention, this is the first time that a pre-order is being shipped while we have a ton of stuff up on the website for sale.
Yep. So those are coming in too.
Yeah, we get orders every day for in-stock stuff, and we're trying to make sure that everybody's got stuff going out the door at the same time.
We did get a good question.
We're still just a couple of guys in a warehouse.
Yeah.
Cut us some slack. I know we act like we're big time, but we're not. We're not big time guys.
You certainly act big time, George.
Big time George.
Yeah, I mean,
big time George.
The sconge and all.
Hey, don't besmirch the sconge.
So there was a question that said, what's up with the later release for the rest of the world? And that was actually, a situation that we had to deal with where a lot of our international customers, they get their product shipped directly from our factories in China, as opposed to our U.S. retailers that get them shipped from our warehouse in New Jersey. This particular order fell right at a time where Chinese New Year was happening. So with the factories in China all going on a well-deserved holiday for Chinese New Year, it really kind of put a bit of a strain on when they could get those orders out to some international customers. And, again, we have customers all across the world, a number of them in Europe, Australia, a lot of them in Asia. So making sure that the factory had enough time to connect with those international retailers, ship them their product, we had to make the decision, do we push back street date for the entire world or just for the markets where it might take a few extra weeks? Once again, we're trying to do our best, make the best decisions possible so the most people can get these figures as quickly as possible. So we made the decision to do street date for US, Canada, and China. We ship to Canada as well. China picks it up right at the factory. We did those next week on the 26th, give a few extra weeks for the rest of the world. So it certainly is not a slight on the rest of the world and how we feel about them. It just happens to be the way that the shipping schedule worked out for this particular wave.
So what I'm hearing is you don't like the rest of the world. You only like the US, Canada, and China. That's why we did that.
I think you need to clean your ears, George. You're hearing like everything. It's like
Hot take,
bizarro
big time, George.
You should have muted me. You should have muted me 5 minutes ago.
Really?
Now I want the Purple Gang guys to have a big time George segment where he has just hot takes all the time.
Oh, I got hot takes, all right. Then we end up having to redo the show.
Yeah. Let's not do that again, please. That was about a year ago, actually.
Oh, we could celebrate. Let's make a show out of it.
Celebrate by having to take down another episode.
Yeah, let me see what I can talk about.
Quick, mute him.
Speaking of hot takes, George, or hot head packs.
That was a terrible segue, but I'll allow it because we need to talk about something.
Yeah, that really didn't land the way I was hoping for.
Yeah.
I
was
blame
like an E for effort.
I blame all the Dayquil I'm on right now. The direct pre-order for the Cosmic Legions character packs that ends this coming Sunday. This has been a super fun pre-order. A lot of people who may have skipped certain Cosmic Legions figures or may be getting their first Cosmic Legions figures have jumped on to this particular sale. So super excited about this, but you only have a few more days to get into Store Horseman to get these ordered. Now, these head packs will be offered through our retail partners after our sale is done. One thing to be aware of is not every retail partner carries Cosmic Legions, so some of them may not have these head packs. The ones that do, they will be offered at higher prices. And of course, the combo packs that we are offering here, which are heavily discounted options to get both the Cosmic Character Pack and the corresponding figure that it goes with. Those will not be available from the retailers. So you've got a couple more days to get into Store Horseman to get your order placed for these.
And it's quite the deal. All those heads are awesome too, and have plenty of like cross compatibility across both Mythic and Cosmic.
In a serious question, what's your favorite one? Both of you.
I actually really like the way that the female heads look on the Zeri body. That I think looks really, really good.
Probably the dragon one. the Kragnar one. It's an easy answer just because, it looks so dope, and I can't wait to have that Arakagor and Scourge like all next to each other.
And don't forget Steve.
Can't forget Steve. I don't have Steve on a shelf though, so
you will.
I will
at some point.
So
I think that blue snake is just so killer looking. Like that's just that blue snake head just looks so good. I love a blue figure though. Like that's one of my favorite of the colors for figures.
I really like the blue snake head, George, on the deluxe Thygar figure.
Oh yeah.
That deluxe Thygar figure has always been one of my favorites, and I really like the way that it looks on that build.
I think you got to take the regular Thygar, the shirtless Thygar, and then just pop that chest off and put it on some cosmic parts and or put it on some mythic parts and make a nice snake like warrior to match the Ninian, like put some Ninian pauldrons on there. Like, I don't know, just have him have like a backup snake dude.
Sure.
That would be rad.
Well, if you get this one, the combo pack with the deluxe Thygar, if you get an extra Thygar figure, you can swap the bare arms onto this figure and then totally rock out with the guns out.
Nice.
Yeah, that actually the first person I saw that did that, to put the bare arms on the deluxe body, was actually CJ. And it looks super, super awesome.
That's pretty cool. It ends up looking more like that ATL figure with the bare arm.
Yeah.
Armored up chest with the bare arms. That's cool.
Yeah, it looks really good. So
what we're saying is buy extra Thygars, buy all the extra pieces.
There you go.
Get a bunch of snake warriors. Yeah.
Yeah, to your point, Diego, I mean, the Sphexian and the Greyborn, those are very keyed into these particular figures. Yeah. I mean, even obviously the dragon one, but those snake heads and the female heads, those are incredibly versatile. I know we're gonna see people using those not only in Cosmic but heavily in Mythic as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's gonna be great to see, and it. I know I've seen some people complain about there not being a tail with the snake, but have some imagination. You can figure something out. We couldn't do it because the figures it's supposed to go with don't have the tail port.
Well, even beyond that, because we had this discussion and it was like, okay, well, yeah, not only does it not have the tail or the right hip piece, it also doesn't have like the more reptilian hands. It's got the scaled Thygar hands, but we got to the point that we were like, well, if we add a tail and then we're going to add the pelvis and then we're going to add the hands, then we're going to add the feet. It was like if you give a pig a pancake, this like little head.
Wait, what? That is a saying I've never heard.
I've never heard that either.
Can you give a pig a pancake for me?
I've never heard that either. I've heard.
Thank God I'm not the only one.
Well, Diego, I'm not surprised you haven't, but George, you have kids. It's a book called "If You Give a Pig a Pancake."
Now I've got to get that book. You know what? They're going to the library right now. I'm going to tell them to look for "Give a Pig a Pancake."
Is it like if you give a mouse a cookie?
Then it's the same exact idea.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So
now.
Wholesome Warlock said that's the Rhode Island version of how to give a mouse a cookie. Yes. But that's the one I know. Give a
the mouse-based Rhode Island was very against giving him a mouse cookie. They said it was offensive, so they actually had to port that book and give a pig a pancake.
Well, now people are asking. Heinrich is saying if give a pig a pancake is a Rhode Island thing. Vern is in here with his cool minivan saying that common phrase in Rhode Island. And see, look, like cool minivan, he's confirming it's a book series, and
that's from a children's book author, so he knows.
Yeah, they're part of that club, so
yeah, they all know each other.
They all know each other. They all go out together. They eat pancakes
and cookies.
Give a pig a pancake. All right. So what were you saying with the big?
So the whole idea is, you do one thing and then it opens the door. Well, then if we do that, we got to do this. And if we do that, we got to do this. And it got to the point that this simple 2-pack of the heads was becoming like
an entire figure.
Yeah, it had hands and feet and a tail and a pelvis. And we were like, this is just a new figure minus the core middle part. So that's why we just were like, nope, we're just going to do the heads.
Yeah. I mean, it's better that way anyway. I mean, let people make part of their own thing themselves. If they want a tail, get an Indian and repaint it yourself. That's what customizing is all about. It's not supposed to be an Indian. It's supposed to be a Thygar.
Yeah. I love it. So there's people in the chat that says, I have a 10 and 7-year-old who read every day. Never heard of it. Now I'm going to pick this up. So we apparently just sold a bunch of copies of Give a Pig a Pancake.
Well, mine's not being sold. We're just going to rent it from the library. So,
Pancake warrior confirmed. Okay, let's move on. One other reminder in terms of pre-orders. Actually, the pre-order for the First 10 Years book and the Silver Knight Legion Builder 2, the direct pre-order for that ended a few weeks ago, but it is available now at our worldwide network of retailers. They are placing their orders for those this week. So if you didn't get one of those direct, if you didn't get some of those nights or one of the books and you want to place an order for that, my suggestion is to pick it up from one of our retailers in the next day or so you can lock that in and they can ensure they order the right amount to meet their customers' demand. You can see a list of our retailers right here, sourcehorseman.com/retailers.
Jeremy, this is like a dry run for your show. Like, what are you going to talk about tonight on your show?
So
I do two in one day.
I don't have anything to talk about tonight because a few of the ideas that I had fell through. So then I had another idea, but it would have required a lot of work. So I scrapped that idea.
Always scrap. That's our whole motto for this show.
Well, normally I would, but I'm just not feeling up to it. So instead, I'm going to do a Q&A tonight. So I'm just going to answer questions.
Nice.
Which those are always fun episodes.
I want someone to ask what happens if you give a pig a pancake. Somebody needs to write that question in tonight.
George, tune in tonight at 7:30
to find out the answer to what happens if you give a pig a pancake.
So if you Google what happens if you give a pig, the number one complete is a pancake.
The second
fun fact, just like when you give an Alka-Seltzer to a pigeon, they explode. So never give a pig a pancake. It's a gruesome sight. All right. Well, do we have anything else to talk about today, or should we just wait for Chris to get back and have?
But this little teaser here about if you give a pig a pancake says when you give her the bubbles, she'll probably ask you for a toy. You'll have to find your rubber.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Hey! Whoa.
This is an insane book. I can't wait to read it.
Oh, rubber duck.
Okay. Good.
Rubber duck. Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
This was not a children's book for a minute.
George or Diego, do you have anything else that we need to talk about today?
Remind people Zolo's next week.
Yeah.
We're gonna be there in force.
Yeah.
If you want to meet a good majority of the studio, come on by. Get some figures. We got tons of cool stuff.
Yeah, almost everyone will be there.
Yeah, Zolo's always a good time because it's a big show and it's close by. I mean, really, other than Legion's Con, that's probably the best show to come and see everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. There's actually been, I don't know if you guys have seen, there's been a number of really great reviews that have been happening recently on Legion's figures. So obviously there's a number of people that are reviewing the Necronominus wave. I just saw a really good review that Van did of the ATL 25 figure for Toylanta. And then you talked about Steve earlier. Big Bad Toy Store has been sending out some promotional Steve the Dragons, and there have been a couple different reviewers that put up their reviews of that figure as well. That's set to ship pretty soon from Big Bad Toy Store. So a lot of really good YouTube content out there right now around new Legions figures that are hitting.
Nice. That's awesome.
Stavros is going to be an awesome addition to anyone's collection.
Robo did a review of Stavros, and Robo is newer to Legions. We kind of
what's a Robo?
Robo is a popular toy personality reviewer.
His just goes by Robo. If I search just Robo,
yes, he used to be part of the Fwoosh, but now he's doing his own thing. You probably met him at Legion's Con last year.
I mean, if I meet you at a convention, it does not count. I will not remember anything because my brain is locked on
I
something.
believe he wears a hat very similar to your own.
Oh, so he's a guy with a hat. I remember him. Yeah.
And he's got a beard.
Oh, a bearded guy with a hat. I remember that guy from Legion's Con. Oh, wait. That's all the people at Legion's Con.
Well, anyway, he's newer to Legions.
Okay.
So he was kind of putting the dragon through its paces, and he was trying to figure out how to get the soft goods off. And the dragon figures are traditionally fairly hard to split apart. But he was able to remove, because the soft goods on Steve the Dragon are one piece. So they're not like, the tunics on like Sir Elijah or Sir Gideon, where the waist part is a totally separate piece from the shirt. But he was able in his review to literally pull off the soft goods without separating the figure. And then he put it all back together, all without separating the figure. It was amazing.
That's awesome. Especially because it is tough to pop those that figure at the waist.
I'm told his name is Robo Don't Know on YouTube.
I believe he's also gone by Robo Killa at one point.
Yeah, so I looked him up right now. He's at Robo Don't Know. He has a new subscriber right now, and then he's got 51.6 thousand subscribers. Yeah, there's his video right there. Dragon Knight, Four Horsemen, Big Bad Toy Store.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, so Robo's a super cool guy. I've enjoyed his weekly review and so forth, his content for many, many years. He was always one of these guys that would report on like Legion's news, but he never really got into the line because he always felt like it was so daunting to get in there. And then last year, so many people were telling him, dude, you got to go to Legion's Con. You got to go to Legion's Con. So he ended up coming to Legion's Con. And after the show, he said that, you have to go to this event to understand it. It's like nothing I've ever been to. And he literally on his review of the show said, if I go to one con next year, it will be Legion's Con, which is awesome for someone who's not like super already immersed in the toy line. For him to have that much fun at the event itself was a real telling testimonial.
It really is a different like brand than anything else. Like the experience of Legions at conventions is so different than any other company. It's just weird. It's a strange phenomenon that has happened. He's right in that. And you don't really like you're saying, you don't even have to be part of it to like enjoy the like camaraderie at that show, and like everybody's friends, whether you know them or not. Like they're very welcoming and warm. It's a great little community.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're all very lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, community is the key word. Like, normally with a toy show, like people just go after the show's done, everyone just goes home. Legion's Con, it's like, no, after the show's done is like 90% of the rest of the experience. Like everyone hanging out, showing their stuff, and a lot of like fan-driven content, which is really cool. Like that just fleshes out the whole weekend even more so.
Yeah, Sunday night last year, we're wrapping up everything, and I have an app on my phone called Life 360. So my whole family has it, so we can kind of see where each other is. And when I looked at it, it showed that I had been in that hotel since like 7:00 Thursday night. I literally hadn't left the building, and I wasn't alone in that. I remember years ago talking to Joe Viteri about the amount of people we can accommodate at Legion's Con. And, George, you even said this a couple years ago when we sold out Legion's Con, and you were like, how do you sell out a show? Like, I remember you actually asking that question. And I had told Joe Viteri, I was like, this isn't like a normal toy show where there's going to be a transient crowd where they're going to come in, walk the floor a few times, and then go home. Maybe come back the next day for day 2. Who knows? I mean, people come, like I just said, to the hotel on the Thursday night and they don't leave until Monday morning.
Yeah.
They're
It's
just,
a very different experience. Something everyone should try once or multiple times.
to that point,
you have COVID or you're sick, then you can stay home.
Diego doesn't want your COVID this year.
Yeah.
I want to go to Decon this year, please.
Well, on that note, guys, we have been getting a lot of questions about Legions Con. We did make a post recently that as of right now, we're hoping to open up room blocks and tickets for Legions Con 2025 sometime in March. So stay tuned if you're interested in getting on that early, securing your room. The rooms will sell out, getting your tickets. Hopefully next month, we're going to have those available.
Awesome.
What I'm hearing is it's already sold out and you missed it.
Take time, George strikes again.
Stop making me laugh. You make me laugh when I cough.
That all sounded like information that should be on Legions Con, the podcast, not on Flourish O'Clock.
Well, no, hey, I am filling in the role of Chris right now, but at least the stuff that I'm talking about is related to Legions.
I was going to say, we haven't heard enough about your children to be filling in for Chris right now.
That is true. Guys, I think I got to go take some more Dayquil. I got to get ready for my show tonight, so I think we should end this.
Let's do it.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.